Hey, now on the MARR Army Rock Show, joining us this evening from Stockholm, Sweden, I believe he's calling from Stockholm this evening, we have Anders from the band Casablanca. Anders, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And you are joining me from Stockholm tonight, or where are you at in the world?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. This is Stockholm. This is Stockholm calling. Where you at?
We are by Lancaster, Pennsylvania, on the east coast of the U.S., so I think we're about 6 hours behind you, and I really appreciate you staying up for us here and doing this.
Well, we're just, Casablanca, we're night owls. So, I think I'm the only guy in Sweden that, got the Western, California time, because I run a nightclub, and so I don't go to sleep in Sweden until like 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's,
oh my goodness.
That's like 1 o'clock in the night for you guys. So.
Yeah. So, hey man, let's get right into, Miskatonic Graffiti, man. This is your guys' third full-length album, and it's a concept album, so give people an overview of kind of what the concept is.
Well, when you do when you write a lot of songs that sound so different from each other, you got to come up with something, and we did, and if you had time together as a rock band, what happens? Of course, the fucking rock band do a concept album. So I used to say it's better to do music from the elder while you're unknown than when you're in the biggest band in the world. So we did. Well, it was a little Quadrophenia by The Who and a little Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie and Queen albums and all those great concept albums. Of course we listened to them, and we said we really wanted to do it when there were so many different songs and we had time. So that's what we did.
So let's talk about when I got to admit this to you, I didn't know H.P. Lovecraft real well. So for folks that also may not know, why the choice of Miskatonic Graffiti? Can you let folks know what that means for people that may not know?
You mean the title of the album?
Yeah.
Well, the Miskatonic area was the area where most of his work took place, and in Sweden the movie of the 70s, the American Graffiti, that was a really big movie over here, and we all in the band loved that movie. So why not Miskatonic Graffiti? So that was just we tossed that together in a way. So
now,
because it's the story of course it's the end of civilization, and it's everything's going to hell, and it's really horror from the depth of space and everything, but it's also a story of rock and rollers. So I would say it's of course it's Lovecraft there, but it's also the American Graffiti movie, fast cars and rock and roll and rock and roll dreams. So
yeah, so that concept idea, how does that translate into the stage show? Does it take on the same kind of feeling when you guys perform live?
Yeah, I really hope so. We said we're going to tour for 6 months next year. We never really toured. We did a couple of tours here and there and a couple of shows. So because we never had time together for during the first 2 albums. So, everyone was away playing with another band or working here and working there or living there. So we said, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And so next year we're going to tour this album. And like you said, we'll do the whole album from start to end. And if people want to hear more, we got two other albums that we can go out. So we can play for 2 hours for you guys if you want. And of course, we want to do the whole stage set and everything, but at all cost. And if we play on a club, a Tuesday night for 50 people, maybe it's going to be, Sex Pistols all over again, but that will be cool as well.
Now, hey, when you said for you guys, do you mean the band in general, or is there a hope that we might see Casablanca over here in the U.S. for some dates?
Yeah, I really hope so. I mean, Josephine is living in Hollywood. No, it's not Hollywood, but it's LA right now, quite close to Hollywood. She, of course, she's going over to Europe for touring, but I'm pretty sure that she wants us to come to her to tour. So of course we're going to try that. And I mean, the reception from the stage has been great this time. I mean, some of you guys interviewed Ryan, on the first two albums, but it's I'll say we'll tour as long as as people want us. So if people over there wants us, we'll come.
Hey, that's great to hear. Now, let's talk about one of the tunes. I always like to get a perspective from a band on tunes I love, and my favorite one is Closer on that album, and that's got a cool music video out there. So tell me a little bit more about the tune Closer.
The Closer one. All right, that's that's actually I would say well, it's if compared to the other songs, if you go to the concept, it's just a spooky little fairy tale from a night with Matt and Josie. It's not that deep story at all. And when it comes to the music, we wanted to have that almost Beatles Wings, Paul and Linda McCartney kind of Fleetwood Mac touch to the verses, and we wanted to have that Uriah Heep organ and that swinging beat. So we kind of compilation of our record collections, and came up with that one.
Now, you mentioned having the organ in there and Uriah Heep. Did I notice, are there actually more keyboards in the newer album than in the previous two?
There was no keyboards at all in the first two ones. It was just guitars, and so when we just ended up with one guitar player for this recording, we thought that we have a friend that is just great, and we said, well, let's try it, because it's another dimension of the sound, and of course when it's a concept album, it would be great. It would span the story even more, to have more mood of an organ. So that's what we did.
Writing a concept album like you've done here, what comes first, the music or the story? What's the hardest part of getting those two things to match?
Well, they never match, really, do they? No. Actually, I think we really nailed it as close as we could on this one. There'll be follow-ups. There'll be a part 2 and a part 3 if we find the time. I said the hardest part, it's always in Casablanca. The recording is really fast in Casablanca. The recording of these albums was fast, and the songwriting was fast as well. It's always fast. It's just fire away songs, but always is arranging songs. You got 50 songs. You had you got to sue a new custom to everyone. And try to make every song make sense in a way. So that's the hardest part, and that's what and from there, just putting on this concept thing was kind of easy, because I would say 60-70% of the songs were made before we kind of realized that there was going to be a concept to it, and then we wrote stuff that to like the beginning and the end to have a kind of a genesis of the story, and I had this concept since the 80s, so it was not a problem for me to rewrote it totally though, and toss it onto the songs.
So I was looking back at your guys' Facebook page, and it looks like you had a pretty cool CD release party not too long ago. Tell me about that event.
Yeah, well, that was great. We always find time to get together and have a drink or two, or maybe even more. That was great. We had, so that was cool. But of course I think we just want to go out and play the album live and have those drink afterwards, and instead, really.
Now, I've had quite a few Swedish bands on our show here, and in some cases, some of the style of rock you play is actually, I find some of those bands have a bigger following in the UK or the US than they do in Sweden. Would that be the case for you guys, or is Sweden definitely your hotbed of fans?
No, you're absolutely right. There's no scene here at all. It's just a lot of bands. Everyone's in a band. So if we play in Stockholm, probably like 100 people show up. Probably the family. So you know, because everyone's out touring, like you said, in the States, in the UK. You know, there's everyone that I talk to in Europe and in the States. Everybody, you know, thinks it's like the strip, Sunset Strip in the 80s, or like up in Seattle in the 90s, but it's not. You know, because there's no one here. Everyone is out touring. So that's definitely, you know, Sweden don't mind at all. The you know, the music press here, they don't mind at all.
So would the UK then be your most popular country? Have you tracked that, or is there one like most popular country for your band right now?
Well, we've been to Spain a couple of times, and I don't really get it. Those guys really love Casablanca. And of course we love Spain, and you know, the food and the red wine and all the people and everything, and the climate. Oh hell, it's great. So we love going there. But I mean, we could have covered all of Europe if we just had time. And you know, there was such a disappointment with the writing of Black Swan album that we really, you know, we started touring, and then the Alice Cooper office got a mail from the Motley Crue guys and said, "Hey, you guys are going on tour for 2 years." So Ryan had to go. So we said, "Well, let's not get frustrated. Let's make a concept album." So we did.
Hey, so another song I want to play on the show tonight, and I want to ask you about that was also one of my favorites, was the tune "My Shadow Out of Time," and there's a lyric video out there for that one. So tell me a little bit more about the writing of that song.
Yeah, that was actually that song came about a couple of years ago, and it was more like a Tom Petty song. It was more like an American, you know, kind of a folk song, and but we never nailed it. We couldn't get it to work, so we rewrote it. We tossed a new chorus to it, and really, I mean, this is the kind of work that we do with every song. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it works, and if it doesn't work, you can always go back and try again, and trial and error and everything. So we did, and so it came about like that, and I think I really enjoyed that one because it got quiet and it got, you know, dreamy parts, because it's about memories and loss, and so you know, it's heavy and it's hard, but it's also really beautiful, I think.
So the album is out now, and once again, it's Miskatonic Graffiti, and in addition to buying the digital copy like a lot of folks buy, this is available on vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah. Vinyl comes first. Well, here in Sweden, that is, I guess. No, yeah, well, vinyl comes first. We, you know, I don't know about the releases or over there, but I guess you know, it's more like an import thing, right?
As far as the vinyl, I believe so. You can actually, the iTunes store has your guys' album on it there, but I don't know about the vinyl. But I know you guys have a lot of links for your stores there, so I think people would be able to find a way to get a hold of one.
Oh, great! Or else we can bring some if you come over and play.
And that would be even better, and the better way to get a copy from you guys.
Yeah.
So, hey, Anders, man, thank you so much for being on the Marmy Rock shows tonight. It's their third full-length album. The band is Casablanca from Stockholm, Sweden. And Anders, their vocalist, has been our guest this night. Man, thank you so much for being here on the show.
Thanks to you, Rocky. Have a good night.
All right, man. Take care.